You love rookie card rankings. I love rookie card rankings. What if we average all the rookie card rankings from a bunch of different videos all across YouTube? Let's do it. The 2024 Top Series 2 Baseball Average Rookie Card Rankings. Happy hobby, I'm David Ganis, and once again, if you're a sports card collector and you're working with a limited budget, that's what we do here. Today, we are going back into the 2024 Top Series 2 release and looking at what everybody thinks these rookie cards, these great rookie cards coming out of this set, where do we rank them? Which are the best ones to get? Who do we want to get? Now, you know I already did my video of I think it was top 11 best rookie cards to get out of this series. But Scotty B Cards, the all-time, he's the best. He's the best. He's the guy that ranks them every year. He's done it for years. So we had to get his rankings in here. He's in here. We also have Card Lines. I got their rookie card rankings in this list. So we averaged all three of these videos. We averaged them together to see what the average is. Then where do they rank once they're averaged? Now, we did this for Top Series 1. Earlier this year. It was very popular. A lot of people loved it because it really does give kind of, well, it's an average, but it kind of gives a nice overview of what everyone thinks, as opposed to just me and my Tampa Bay Rays self. Like, obviously I love Junior Caminero, but does everybody love Junior Caminero? Like, well, we're going to find out. Where does he rank in the average rookie card rankings? ARCR. It really rolls off the tongue. It really does. So let's get into this right now. As I mentioned, Junior Caminero, he's the number one rookie card. I'll pull up this chart here. You can see what we're looking at. He's the best guy. He's in AAA right now. He's coming back from a quad strain. We're probably looking at a mid-July return, if not later in the month. He is the third best prospect on MLB.com. 24 RBIs in 34 games with 8 homers in the minors so far this year. Pretty good. Pretty good. So that's why it's pretty easy to understand. He's only 21 years old. You look at everyone on this list, my guy's the youngest. So it makes sense that he's one of the highest ranking with great power and speed. Obviously, the Rays want to find a spot for him. So once they do, once he's healthy, he's going to probably stick until the end of the year. Number 2 on this list, of course, Scott Hedrick's favorite guy, Masyn Winn. He's a shortstop for St. Louis. Now, he's batting leadoff for the Cardinals right now, hitting .281 in 79 games so far. 9 stolen bases. Doesn't have a ton of power, but he's an excellent defensive player. So he gets our nod here because, again, pretty young and pretty impressive so far. Move on to number 3. Oh, I misspelled Yoshinobu. I'm going to fix that before you see it. It's going to be spelled right. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's the starting pitcher for the LA Dodgers. Now, he's almost 26 years old, so he's shading on the older side. But there's one other guy that's a little bit older that he's also a Japanese pitcher. But we'll talk about him in a second. Yamamoto, mid-June, he had a rotator cuff injury, so he's had some injuries. But in his past 7 games, he was 3-1 with a 2.93 ERA with 42 Ks. So that tells us things are trending upward for this guy. A little different than his Japanese counterpart. We'll get to him in a second. Number 4, though, speaking of counterparts, it's that Japanese counterpart on his own team, Pete Crow-Armstrong, with outfielder for the Chicago Cubs. Again, 22.3 years old. How do you get 0.3? Is that 3 months? No, it's like 3/10, but they just made the calendar into it's a whole thing. Now, PCA, he is a superstar prospect from the Mets from years back, and he's batting 8th right now for the Cubs. They have a good feeling about this guy. He's a good, solid center fielder with a good bat. He is struggling around $1.99 right now, but the Cubs do see him as a foundational player. It's interesting. The Athletic compared Crow-Armstrong's struggle this year this rookie year to Bryce Turang's struggles, and they expect that Pete Crow-Armstrong will have a Bryce Turang breakout probably next year, which is something that our good friend Patrick Imhoff tipped us off to that Bryce Terang is a nice rookie card to get from last year. So maybe next year, Imhoff will be saying that about PCA. We'll see. Number 5 on this list is one of my favorites, Jordan Lawlar. This guy, he just can't seem to get out of the way of injuries, though. Thumb injury, a hamstring injury. Right now he's playing at the Arizona Complex League, and he's playing third base. He could be up in late July. A lot of promise out of this kid. 22 years old, second youngest player on this list. Plays shortstop, a lot of potential. But like I said, he'll probably be playing third base with Perdomo, starting at center or starting at shortstop for the Diamondbacks currently. Number 6. Okay, I already talked about this guy a little bit, or at least foreshadowed him. Shota Imanaga. With the Cubs, he's 12-4 in his starts, and he has about a strikeout per inning, 3.16 ERA, which is among the tops in the National League. But he has been bounced around more lately than at the start of the season when he was a red hot. But the Cubs in general have been bounced around a little bit lately. So we'll see as the Cubs continue on how that affects Imanaga. If he doesn't have a lot of run support, we'll see how that affects him. But he is 30.8 years old. He's almost 31 years old. And if you notice, I have him ranked 3rd here. Yeah, that was back when he had his sights on the NL Rookie of the Year award, and he had a chance at NL Cy Young award. He's tapered off quite a bit now. He's probably 3rd, I believe, in NL Rookie of the Year odds, and he's probably going backwards at this point. You see where Cardlines and Scotty B Cards both ranked him a little lower because they're a little bit smarter than me, except for, well, look, they had, let's see, who'd they have higher or lower than me? I don't know. There's some guy. They had Masyn Winn ranked lower than me. They had some other, look, they had Crow-Armstrong ranked super high. Well, I guess they were right on that one because I have him 4th and they have. All right, let's pretend my rankings are as good as theirs. Number 7, Heston Kjerstad. Now, this is the Orioles outfielder that was sent. He started off pretty well. They called him up, but they didn't give him a lot of playing time. So they sent him back down, and then they called him back in June, and he's hitting pretty well. So they're trying to figure out, let's see, how are we got to force some playing time for the guy. And the thought is it's possible that they are playing him a lot now because they're thinking of trading him because they're so stacked. Must be a nice problem to have there, Baltimore. Number 8. Move on to Noelvi Marte. Now, he just came back from an 80-game suspension in late June for PEDs. So when you come back from PED suspension and you bat under 200, that doesn't bode well for your collectability status, right? He does have a couple of stolen bases in 9 games, but he's hitting 7th right now for the Reds, so we'll see what he does. Really, it's such a small sample size right now since he's been back at the end of June. Let's give him a month. Let's give him 3 months. I mean, come on. Let's give this guy a chance now that he's off the juice. Oh, who said that? All right, let's move on to number 9, Kyle Harrison. He's one of the, let's see, he is the only non-Japanese pitcher on this list. Pitches for the Giants. It's interesting. In 22 games, 22 starts over 2 years with the Giants, he's 5-5. He has about a strikeout an inning, and he has a pretty high whip. So we've seen a little bit of him. He's highly inconsistent. He is only almost 23 years old. So as a starting pitcher, that's still pretty young. Let's give him some time, and he might develop into something. But I have a feeling this is just going to be another one of those years where there's really not a great collectible starting pitcher, which is pretty common. There's not a lot of those throughout the years. Spencer Strider last year. We do have Paul Skeens, but that's probably going to be either an update card or next year 2025 card. So we'll see about that. Jung Hoo-Lee, outfielder. We're sticking with the Giants. Number 10. This guy is almost 26 years old. I ranked him 11th he's got shoulder surgery. He had shoulder surgery. He's out for the rest of this year. I'm a little dumbfounded why Scotty B ranked him so high. We ranked him 7th coming into once the checklist was released, and it was known he had shoulder surgery. I'm not sure what the reasoning was for that. I mean, he's 26 years old. We wait another year. He's gonna be almost 27 years old. He ain't that good. All right, so let's move on. Wilyer Abreu. Now, here's a guy that Scotty B cards didn't rank at all. I ranked him 6th. Cardlands ranked him 12th. He is currently 3rd in the AL Rookie of the Year odds for that award. He is a bright spot for the Red Sox. Probably 2020 potential, but I would say probably more like next year and going forward. He's 25 years old. I don't know that this is really somebody we're going to hang our hat on outside of the fact that he does play for the Red Sox, which makes him highly collectible from that perspective, but probably not from any other perspective. And number 12, Alexander Canario, 24, a little over 24 years old. He's been up and down with the Cubs. He should see a lot more at-bats later this year, I believe, because I think the Cubs are going to become sellers, I think, around the deadline and move some players out, which will give Canario, I'm sure I'm saying it, Canario, I'll say it like that, Canario, some more at-bats. So we'll see. Everson Pereira, another young outfielder, 23 years old, with your New York Yankees. Carlines ranked him 9th. He had Tommy John surgery in May. He's out for the year. What is happening in the New York Yankees outfield where all these young outfield prospects? Can somebody check the outfield in Columbus? What's happening where these guys are getting Tommy John surgeries left and right? Him and Dominguez. Okay, we move on. Number 14, another New York Yankee, Austin Wells, catcher. Catchers aren't that collectible. This cat's 25.8 years old. He's splitting time with Jose Trevino. He is batting 6th ahead of Anthony Volpe. That's he's got that going for him. But he also, my favorite thing about him is he kind of has like a Thurman Munson like mustache. Doesn't quite have the handlebars, but he's got that, kind of face. Finally, the 15th rookie on this list in the rookie rankings, Lawrence Butler, outfielder for Oakland. A lot of raw talent. But, if you can't get on base, if you can't hit consistently, then it doesn't really matter how much power you have, and it doesn't matter how much speed you have, any of that. So he's hitting 7th for the A's right now. We'll see what that. We'll do an end of year. We'll do an end of year average rookie card rankings of all the rookies. It'll be my average. Actually, it won't be an average of all. I'll just rank who I think the best rookie cards of 2024 ended up being at the end of the year. That makes sense, right? Like, when we look back at Series 1, did Ellie De La Cruz end up being the best rookie? Did Junior Caminero overtake him as the best rookie card of 2024? We're going to find out at the end of the year. Stay tuned. Just hit pause and wait and just kind of spend some time Googling. At any rate, let me know what you think of the average rookie card rankings. We're going to do this for every Topps flagship series going forward. It's a lot of fun. You should join in. I want to hear your rankings. What do you think of this average rookie card rankings? Do you think some of these guys should be higher? Do you think some should be lower? I want to know. And whatever you do, have a happy hobby.